NBA basketball totals for Friday, December 23rd. Bad day yesterday, going 0-2 in our NBA picks with a push. And we're just going to go ahead and move on to today. Don't forget to check out SBR for all the odds, totals, numbers, sportsbook sign-up bonuses, sportsbook reviews, blacklist, ones to avoid, things like that. And this is our NBA segment for you new guys where we look at the total set by odds makers and we either go over or under that total. We got 3 games on the card today. We also have our NCAA segment out there as well. This is under day for me today. On our 3 games today, I'm going under on each and every game. Right now, we are sitting at 96 and 93 on the year in NBA. NCAA is doing a little bit better. And let's see if we can have a good day. Here we go. Let's get right after it. We got Miami and New Orleans. First one we're going to look at. Odds makers right now have it at 204.5, and I'm going under. Now, yesterday, we had the under with the Lakers and Miami, and they shot lights out the second half. Miami was fantastic beating the Lakers, and Lakers just played no defense. That was just a bad call by me. So let's go ahead and let's see why I like the under on this one. First of all, this is all these plays I have going on today on the under. They're all kind of numbers plays where they don't quite make sense. Like this 204.5 with a New Orleans team that likes to get up and down, a Miami team that has shown at times the ability to score. It doesn't make a ton of sense. It should be more like that Lakers game, especially when it's in New Orleans. But I like the way still overall how Miami doesn't go real fast. They play good defense, and New Orleans is actually played some defense this year as opposed to what we've seen in years past. Let's go ahead and start looking at some numbers here. We got Miami right now. They're averaging 98.4 points per game. Again, they're coming off a second leg. They're on the second leg of a back-to-back after beating the Lakers yesterday. New Orleans, they're off rest, averaging 103 points per game. But let's look at some defensive numbers. Now, New Orleans, they're allowing 107.3 points per game. That's terrible. That ranks 24th in the NBA, but their defensive statistics are not that bad. And Miami they shot well against the Lakers. The Lakers are terrible defensively, but they can really struggle to score at times. And I think on the road, they're going to have a little trouble tonight. Miami defensively, not bad, allowing 101.6 points per game. I want to talk about the defensive percentages. Now, New Orleans are not going as fast as they have in years past, and neither Miami nor New Orleans is really shooting lights out. You got right now, the Pelicans are shooting just 43.9% from the field. That ranks 23rd in the league. Miami, they're shooting 43.6% from the field. That ranks 26th. Then on the other side of the ball, defensively, not bad overall. You got Miami. Right now, they're allowing opponents just 7.7 three-pointers made per game. That ranks first in the NBA. And they're allowing opponents to shoot just 44.5% from the field. So good defensive team, and I thought that was going to come into effect against the Lakers, but they just didn't do enough, and the Lakers defense really, gave that up. Miami pretty good across the board, ranking in the top 10 in most defensive statistics. New Orleans, they go so fast. That's why this number kind of throws me off a little bit there. I average 86.5 attempts per game, and they allow, no, they do not. That was Miami. But I'll get to New Orleans in a second because they allow a lot of tempo. But right now, New Orleans, they're getting up 87.5 attempts per game. That's what I meant. They rank 5th in the league. They go really fast, and they allow 89.9. That's also really, really fast. They rank 2nd to last in the NBA. But their defensive percentages are not bad. They're allowing opponents to shoot 44.7% for the field. They rank 13th in the league. So although tempo should be there, I think the defensive percentages has me backing the under, and the fact that this is lower than the game the other day versus the Lakers, and it's in New Orleans at 204.5. It looks a little bit too good to be true. I'm going under the total. Next one up. Another under total. We got Houston versus Memphis. Another one where the number doesn't quite match up, and I'm guessing Memphis is going to play some really good defense against a very, very efficient Houston offense. They have it right now, odds maker similar to this Miami-New Orleans game, 205.5, and I'm going under. Like I already said, I'm going under on everything. Houston's been so efficient. They're averaging 113 points per game. They're ranked 2nd in the league behind the Warriors. Their efficiency stats are great. They're ranking the top 5 in just about everything. Like they rank 2nd in shooting efficiency and effective field goal percentage, and they're 5th in overall shooting percentage. They're fantastic. They're not going quite as fast as we've seen D'Antoni do in the past, like when he was with Phoenix, or even when he was with New York for a little bit. They really struggled during those years. Okay, sorry, I digress. Memphis, they don't go fast, and they play great defense. And Houston defensively, they are not good, but they're not the worst team in the league percentage-wise. Right now, like they're allowing 49.5% on opponents' two-point shooting. That ranks right in the middle of the league. Memphis cannot shoot. They rank dead last in the league in overall shooting percentage and two-point shooting percentage. They're going to struggle a little bit to score tonight. Houston just got up and down with Phoenix the other night, so I think this is going to be a little bit more of a controlled pace. Then we got Memphis's defensive percentages across the board, really good. They're allowing 42.7% on opponent shooting overall. They're ranked second in the league. But the most important thing, the point of contention tonight is they're allowing 33.5% on opponent three-point shooting. And Houston loves to shoot the three. They're ranked first in the league, and three-pointers attempted and made per game. So if Memphis can get out, defend beyond the arc, I think they can at home. They might have a shot even to win this game. The line's not big. I think it's only 3.5 last time I checked. I'm not going to double check that. I believe I'm right on that. Memphis could actually pull off the upset. I kind of like Memphis in this matchup to go ahead and actually pull off the upset. I think they could beat Houston at home. All due respect to the Rockets. They're going to be a tough team in the West, but Memphis can be really scrappy at home sometimes. And they just got done having a little bit of a mini losing streak. They just got off that the other night, so they might come in, fired up to play a really good Houston team. And they've logged some travel time, so look for Memphis to give them a really tough game. All right, last one up we got is Utah and Toronto. This is a complete numbers play for me because Utah has shown the ability to score this year, but they still go really slow and they play great defense. Toronto, they've gone small. Casey's done an amazing job. But with Quinn Snyder at the helm at Utah, I just like for this to stay under the total. Right now, you got 201 set by oddsmakers, and I'm going under that total because that looks way too low. Toronto can really score. I mean, let's look at some of these statistics by the Raptors. They're averaging 112.3 points per game. They're third in the league. This number's at 201. I mean, Utah averages 99.1. That's not last. That's 24th in the league, but it's at 201. Seriously, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It makes more sense when you look at Utah defensively and the fact this is in Utah. But still, we're talking about a Toronto team. They shoot lights out, and Utah percentage-wise is great. So this line doesn't make a lot of sense. This is the most opposite play, I would say, of the day for me. I mean, I could see why when we get some defensive percentages, but, I mean, it looks like 201 that they should get over it easy. I don't think so. I think Utah is going to put the clamps down on Toronto. Toronto, across the board, they're ranked in the top 5 in shooting percentages. I'm not going to get into it. They're fourth in efficiency. They're second shooting overall percentage-wise. They can shoot the 3. They can shoot the 2. They've been awesome. Utah ranks number 1 in the league in just about every major defensive category, except for shooting from beyond the arc, which is a point of contention tonight because Toronto has actually done that really well, shooting 39.7% from distance, ranking 3rd. Another reason, why is this at 201? That's Utah's worst defensive statistic. But they are allowing opponents to shoot just 42.6% overall. That ranks first in the league. It starts to make a little bit of sense. Field goals attempted per game, Utah, they're 7th in the league, so they're not first. So the tempo might be decent, but then we get to Utah offensively. They're really slow. They average 77 attempts per game. That ranks last in the league, or first, however you want to look at it. They're 7th in efficiency. They're 3rd, shooting 52.1% on their 2-point shots. And Toronto has not been that great defensively. They're allowing opponents to shoot almost 51% on their 2-point shots. That ranks 27th in the league. That's 4th to last. They're 21st in opponent shooting efficiency. So this line doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And that's why I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go into that total. It makes a little bit of sense with Utah at home. And they could go at some really, they get some really low scores. But I just like the under on this, It doesn't make a ton of sense, but statistically, Utah, number 1 defense in the league, arguably, I like for this to go ahead and stay under that total. All right, that's it. Let's recap that. All unders. We got Miami and New Orleans under the 204.5. We got Houston and Memphis. That's going to be a surprisingly good matchup. 205.5. And we got Toronto, Utah under the 201. I have another NBA play that I'll mention right now. I like Detroit. I like Detroit plus the points versus Golden State, just to let you know. I think Detroit has not played good basketball. Golden State's second leg of a back-to-back. I think Stan Van Gundy's going to have them ready. But remember, SVG is my favorite coach in the league, so I'm really biased. So you might want to back the Warriors on that. All right, I digress. There's not going to be any NBA action for Christmas Eve, so have a wonderful Christmas Eve with your family or whatever holiday you're celebrating, and that'll be a day off for us tomorrow. So just enjoy your family, and best of luck on all your picks today.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.